So I thought today it would be a good idea to talk about my accident. I have touched on it in some other videos, but it's something that's so important to not only me, but to this YouTube channel that I think it really deserves its own video explaining exactly what happened. So the day that happened, I was heading to work. And this was quite a early start. I was starting work at 5:15, and I worked for a delivery company at the time, not anything like Amazon, DPD. It was a company delivering bathrooms for places such as B&Q. So yeah, this was quite an early start. I was supposed to start work at 5:15, so I left the house at around 5 a.m. Now, where I live is quite rural, so my sort of commute to work is country back roads, through villages, then an A road, then dual carriageway, and then a dual carriageway to a business park. So I drove along the dual carriageway, came off, and then started heading to the service road. So I normally drive a lot quicker down the service road than I was that morning. I don't know if it was something that my brain was telling me was going to happen and I needed to be careful, or if it's just that I wasn't just in as much of a rush that morning. Now, what I remember last is starting to do the slight right turn and looking in my mirror, and I remember exactly what car was behind me. It was the running lights of a Volkswagen ID3, the little electric Volkswagen car. That car was one of my co-workers, and from what I'm told, I was driving and I started drifting over to the left. And as I drifted over to the left, my passenger side wheel hit the curb on the left, and then it spat me off to the right, across the lane and into a farmer's field through a hedge. Now, this is a road that's not massively busy in the daytime, but in the morning it's pretty much deserted, which I am very, very happy to say that it was deserted. Otherwise, it could have been a lot worse. I could have killed myself, or I could have killed another member of the public and the guy maybe behind me. So that's a good takeaway to have. So I had had what was my first epileptic seizure. I'd blacked out at the wheel. The world was going absolutely fine. It was a normal day, and then out of nowhere, just blackness. Now, from what I was told by the guy behind, I was out for about 45 minutes to an hour. And when I came to, I thought I'd had a bad dream. My neck was really, really bad, and I thought I was just in bed and I had maybe lain funny, and I was just had a stiff neck because of that. But then, as I started to become a bit more aware of my surroundings, I looked down to the left and I could see my Apple CarPlay head unit running. I was like, this is a bit odd. And then next thing I remember is being pulled sideways out of the car. No idea what was happening. Put into an ambulance, and I told I'd had a seizure, which was just a real shock to the system. I had lived 23 years of my life to that point. It might have been 20. A many amount of years to that point, not knowing I had epilepsy. it was definitely a turning point in my life, and it's something that's really shaped the person I am today. So yeah, that's the story of my accident. Yeah, well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.